Let's talk about the Fifth Amendment. The Fifth Amendment states, "No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service or in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation." So there's a lot going on with this amendment, but we're going to focus on the "nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself" clause. More commonly, this is referred to as the protection against self-incrimination. This part of the Fifth Amendment holds that the government cannot force someone to make statements that could be used against them in a criminal case. So it protects you from the government, but it doesn't protect you from your private employer. If your boss threatened to fire you if you did not make statements related to a hypothetical accusation, even if criminal charges are a possibility, you're not protected because your boss isn't the government. But what about when your boss is the government? Government employees are protected against the threats of termination because their employer, the government, cannot compel them to incriminate themselves. And these are known as Garrity Rights and are named after a U.S. Supreme Court case, Garrity versus New Jersey. In the early 1960s, Edward Garrity and 5 other township employees were investigated by the New Jersey Attorney General on allegations that they were involved in fixing traffic tickets. Each employee was warned that their words could be used against them in criminal proceedings and that they could refuse to answer the questions. However, they were also warned that if they did refuse to answer the questions, they would be terminated. So rather than risk losing their jobs, the employees answered the questions. They had their statements used against them in court, and they were convicted of the criminal charges. So this case went to the U.S. Supreme Court, where their convictions were overturned on the basis that the government compelled their statements. The majority opinion included the following quote: "The option to lose their means of livelihood or pay the penalty of self-incrimination is the antithesis of free choice to speak or to remain silent."